you?
We were distracted by our guest.
Yeah, we were. We've got Craig Revel Horwood here, Carol. Do you want to say hello? Oh, no.
Oh, she's gone away.
Did you upset her?
Well, that happens to a lot of people, unfortunately, I come across.
To
you're fully aware.
To be fair, they would have knocked Carol's mic down.
No one wants me to speak.
They would have knocked Carol's mic down. How are you?
I'm great. Yeah, really well. Yeah, came dressed for the summer, darling. Of course,
Yes,
it's raining.
Despite the rain.
Despite the rain.
It will be better. Listen, can we just go straight in before we talk about what you're doing? Let's talk about what's going on at Strictly, shall we?
Strictly?
Strictly
yes.
Come Dancing.
Well, that was a shock for me.
What was the shock?
Well, just finding out what was happening at Strictly.
Are you talking about kind of the allegations of
the
bullying?
allegations.
Yeah, OK, poor training
I was
behaviour.
completely gobsmacked by the whole thing. And, of course, I found out, like, with the press, because, of course, the judges are all kept very separate to all the contestants and all the pros. And the only time we ever see each other is when we're in passing going to the studio. So you don't really get an opportunity to know what happens in the rehearsal room, and that's not part of our job, so...
Have you had a thought about just kind of how you train? I mean, you obviously dance, and just that relationship.
Yeah, I know how I was trained, you know, and it was tough. And I remember that. I had a Russian ballet teacher who used to have a cane, and she would whack us with it, you know, just so you're not pulling up from the thigh, if you're doing a développé, for instance, to make you engage your hamstrings. I mean, obviously, that sort of teaching would not be available today, you know. I mean, things have changed and come a long way in the 40 years since I trained. But, and plus, I don't teach either, so I'm not an actual teacher.
Can I ask you, Craig, I mean, there'll be a new series, not so far away. You know, I think they're in training already. Mm-hmm. For those people who don't know the show and been on the show, don't know about it, this feels like a little bit of a lid has been lifted, that we've sort of seen underneath a little bit. Are you worried that might affect how people think about the programme? Because we've heard stories that we just kind of didn't know before.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think training, everyone is different, and everyone's been brought up differently as a dancer to train people. You know, so I guess what they learn, they carry on into the training room. But I think it's a good thing that the BBC are going to have people in there, you know, as well, because they're mediators as well. We have that in the theatre all the time, chaperones all the time, especially with children and, you know, younger people in the theatre. We've always had that. So I think it's a good thing to have a third eye on the whole situation.
You're going to talk to us about celebrations of Now That's What I Call Music, which has been going... What is it? How long is it? 40 years?
40 years, and we're doing a musical based on all the albums, the Now albums. I don't know where...
Where does it begin?
It begins, darling, in 1989, our story, of course, and it's a romp through the 80s and 80s music, and it's so much fun. I absolutely adore this musical. It's been written by Pippa Evans, who is a fabulous comedian, and Nina Bodia, of course, is in it, and she's going to be incredible. She's our big star of the show. Melissa Jark, of course, and Sam Bailey's going to be taking over as well.
So you've given us all these names. Now we've just got to put their faces to the music. Let's remind ourselves.
Me now, that's what I call music. Right, that's the name of the album, right?
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you. Sometimes I feel I've got to run away, I've got to get away from the pain you drive into the heart of me.
When did you buy your first one?
It was 1989. I know that's late. Because I came to this country in 1988 to work in Paris, and then I came here and I was in Cats and Miss Saigon in 1989. So now compilation tapes were, like, amazing. And when they brought them out, because I used to remember, you know, pushing a button on the radio on my cassette player to try and get a compilation tape up. And
sneakily recording things off the charts.
And now That's What I Call a Musical is a great story about two fabulous women who go back in time, and they're at a reunion with the school, and then it's the trials and tribulations of growing up I suppose, in the 80s with all of that music and how that music shapes your life and then how it actually turns out is vastly different, of course.
Pick a song.
Sweet Dreams.
Eurythmics.
Gold.
Oh.
I love that. Mickey.
Hey,
Tony
Mickey,
Basil.
that one.
I did a classical ballet class with Tony Basil in the 80s. I couldn't believe it. You know, she was in front of me and I thought, I do not want to turn around and do the opposite side because she's going to be viewing my terrible feet. You know, it was amazing. But, I mean, she was a fabulous classical ballerina and we've got that in the show as well.
Do you know, before now, That's What I Call Music, the compilation things existed. There was a thing called Top of the Poppers plays. Anyone remember that?
No.
Just me. So
I'm not as old as you.
No, Top of the Poppers plays, right? Top of the Poppers was an album you could buy, and it was cover versions of hit songs.
okay.
It was the only place you could get a compilation.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, it
So
does.
it was a compilation album of covers.
Yeah,
of...
no, you
Yes,
want a
because you
compilation
couldn't-
of the real thing, don't
Yes,
you?
but they didn't have them now. I don't suppose they had the rights, so it was a precursor to now That's What I Call Music.
Well, potentially.
Somebody out there will know what I'm talking about.
It sounds like
Well,
a good
nobody
idea,
does,
but I
but-
wouldn't want to listen to all the covers, I've got to say.
No.
If you want the real thing.
Yeah.
And with the Now albums, you got a proper compilation, which was brilliant.
Talking of those who are starring in it, when do the rehearsals begin?
We start rehearsals on Monday, so I'm a bit nervy about the whole thing.
What are you like in rehearsals?
I'm fantastic.
No, come on.
Oh,
What are you
come on.
actually like?
I am lovely.
Oh, so
I'm
actually, you
loving,
could take
all
offence at us not
embracing.
believing you.
Kind, considerate. Don't forget, I have chosen
You're even
these
doing the
people.
gestures
I know,
to
but
prove
I
it.
have
Look at that.
chosen these people for the show. I'm not.
So what-
they're not
what-
lumped in front of me, you
What
know,
do
on
you
a
like when-
Saturday night. aren't
What do
they?
you like when you're giving notes?
Direct and very honest, because I want the show to be good. Yeah, I just tell them the truth.
Did you say day one rehearsals tomorrow?
On Monday.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's going to be great. We open in Aylesbury on the 6th, and then we move to Sheffield for our world premiere, darling, which would be great. And then it goes on a national tour for a year.
Enjoy it. It sounds like it's just going to be fun.
Well, it is, and it's nice having the 80s music and a selection from all the Now.
Well, you've put earworms
Albums.
for loads of people this morning. Hey, Mickey.
Sweet Dreams.
Sweet
come on,
Dreams.
gold, you can't
Which
get
is no
one.
bad
good stuff,
earworm
isn't
at
it?
all.
I know, there's some fantastic numbers.
Craig, it's lovely having you with us.
It's
Thank
been
you
a
so much.
pleasure.
Craig Revel, thank you.